company. Not far from Mansfield and Worksop. Decided to head east today because it was supposed to be drier out here. So far there's no evidence of that. My bike's gone in for its annual service, and I borrowed this latest 2016 model Triumph Tiger Explorer. I believe this is the XRT model. I might have got that wrong. It's a touring version, and I'm told it's the top of the range one. Impressed with the suspension on this little bike. Definitely better than on the old one. It's all looking with sensors and God knows what to allow for the loading. The brakes are very good as well. The Brembo's on this. This bike's fitted with the electric screen. There it is going down and up. Okay then, this is the new 2016 Tiger Explorer. This is the XRT model. Obviously it's the road one, it's not the off-road because it's got the cast wheels. They've lent me this while my bike's being serviced. It was a little bit dirty when I picked it up, but I think I'm going to have to give it a wash before I take it back. All this muck's just off at roads. Right then, compared to my 2012 Explorer, there's loads of other gizmos and gadgets that they've fitted on this thing. There's the electrically adjustable windshield, which frankly I'm not over impressed with. I prefer my manually adjustable one simply because this thing flexes and vibrates and buzzes while you're riding at certain rev ranges, and it gets very annoying. The other thing I can't understand about it is I'm only 5'8", and that's as high as it will go, and I can see quite clearly over the top of it. If I put it any lower, all the crap, all the water that flirts up off the screen goes straight in my face. So anybody taller than 5'8", really, it's useless. You're never going to have it low down because it's not providing any protection. So, yeah, you know, they're trying to keep up with BMW with all these fancy gadgets, but no, I don't see that as a plus point. two things that are improvements. Number one, suspension. It's all fully automatic now. You set it up for off-road or wet weather riding, road or whatever, and it is really good. I've got to admit, I've got it just set on road normal, I believe, and it's really good. It soaks up all the bumps. It is better than the older model. My old bike, I've tried adjusting it all roads, and it either goes soft and wallowy, or it tries to put you in a spinal injuries unit. The brakes are better, the Brembos now, and they're really good, very keen. I'm not sure what comes as standard equipment on this. I know the crash bars do. There's no fog lights or anything like that. You've got the hand guards. I'm not sure whether these luggage pannier racks are standard fitments or whether they're extras. They have improved the gearbox. It's much smoother. You can find neutral really easily. But I'm convinced they've done something with the ratios, because I'm finding that I'm having to change gear a lot more. It seems really buzzy. The engine, it seems to rev you seem to get high revs very quickly, and whereas on my old bike I very rarely put it in 6th gear, on this I'm finding I'm riding around most of the time in 6th, and when you're batting on, you know, in 6th cog, you're doing about 4,000 or 5,000 revs when you're about 70-80 mile an hour. Seems a bit strange. It's lost that long-leggedness that it had with the earlier model. Another complaint, I'm a bit picky, but they always said the old engine, I mean my bike had to go in for a new top end because they had a problem with them when they first brought them out. But this thing, it sounds like somebody playing castanets all the time. Really, really rattly at the top end. That gets on your nerves after a while. You know, it wears you down. The other things that they've done, apparently they've fitted these, I don't know whether you can see them, fitted these guards on to try and protect the shock absorber. There's one down below as well. I mean, I've got a rear rugger fitted to mine, and that does a damn sight better job than they're doing. It wouldn't be that mucky if I were on my own bike. I had assumed that I know they come, I thought they were all coming with these alloy belly pans now, but apparently it's only the off-road versions that come with that. Plus you don't get a radiator guard. You only get that on the off-road version, and I think you get the fog lights on the off-road version as well. Can't be dead certain about that. What else have they done? Well, this particular one, I think, must be standard as well. It's fitted with a heated rider and passenger seat. That's the switch for it. I think push it backwards and that's both seats on. Halfway off, and that's just the driver's seat. Whether 90% of people would ever use it, I don't know. I must admit I've used it today because I've just got absolutely peed on, and it helps to keep any water that runs down under your backside, it helps to keep your backside dry. It's also got heated handlebar grips, and it's got the button for the fog lights, but it's not got fog lights fitted. So let's have a look here. Let's turn the old juice on, and so things that have altered on the controls. Apparently you don't have to set the cruise control now. It's all just, you just press it here. There's no turning it on and off. It's just, you just press that and it sets it. The headlight flasher isn't a headlight flasher anymore. You flash the headlights using the high-low switch. On the clocks, the right hand side is all your important stuff: engine temperature, speed, ambient temperature, time and fuel. Rev counter in the middle with all your different warning lights. Left hand side, this is the fancy bit that they've put on now. You use this here button to scroll up and down, and then you pull in the what used to be the headlight flasher to select it. Now that's to adjust the screen up and down. So if I press that way, the screen goes down. If I push it up, the screen comes up. Then I can move down to CNS, select that, and that is the setting for the suspension. Again, let's go back in that. So you select, you go up towards sport, down towards comfort. I'll put it back to normal. Right, CNS, alright. If you press this button here at the bottom marked M, that's the menu, and that takes you, I think you can scroll again, sport mode, road mode, rain mode, rider, whatever that is, off-road, sport again. I've got it set for road anyway. No, I don't want to be in there. Back into menu. What does that do? That takes you back. So it would appear, I don't know how you get into that stuff at the side, unless that's just general information when you're in your different settings. Turn that off again. My own personal view, I prefer my old bike. I wouldn't chop it in and pay the extra for one of these. Other than the suspension, admittedly the brakes are better, but I don't think they're that much better to make any major difference. The major change to me is the suspension. The suspension is far better, but it's all the other negatives for me. Buzzy engine, rattly bits of bodywork, the fairing in particular. Again, why they've gone to the trouble of fitting an electrically adjustable screen that ain't going to be any good for anybody on 5'8", so it's only just good enough for me. Right, so that's my opinion for what it's worth. I know I'm a boring old fart, but I've done what? I must have done 60 or 70 mile on it this morning, in some pretty foul weather, but it's handled it well. But I don't know. I'll be glad when I get my bike back, let's put it that way. I don't know whether you can hear that annoying rattle. As far as I can tell, it's the screen. There's this back again. As I said earlier, I can't fault the suspension, it really is good. See that? Just a under 4,000 revs in fifth gear, doing about 60. So it feels uncomfortable. It feels buzzy and vibrating. There's bunnies in 6. And there looks to be a fat lot of difference. Just doing a couple hundred RPM less to the same speed, and it's still buzzy. The bumps well. Might not be able to hear it, but I can hear the top end rattle. Wish I could find neutral that easily on mine. They've just put it in 6. I wouldn't normally come down here in 6 on mine. Fifth gear would be adequate. People will probably tell me I'm imagining it, but I don't know. Don't seem to be spaced the same as they are on the older models. That's what you have to listen to all the time you're riding the damn thing. Like having one of those gear indicators that tells you when to change up and change down. You know when to change up because all the buzzing and rattling and vibrating gets on your nerves. Now that's 6 gear, 65 miles an hour, 67, 4,000 revs, and I feel like I need another gear. And I never ever feel like that on my slow and stuff. When I first got on this, a couple of occasions I tried to change up, and I were already in shock. Now I must admit, the more I ride this thing, the more I want my bike back. Rattling. You know, there's always something rattling or buzzing or something annoying. Really, I'd just like to change up again. I know what I need to do. Whether they've done something with the levers, but on mine I had to fit crank levers because I had trouble reaching them when I got tiny handles. But on here I've got them on the lowest setting, but doing fine. The brake, the front brake lever, got more adjustment than the clutch. The clutch I'm just kind of fingertips on it. The front brake lever I'm just kind of curling my fingertips around it. But everything seems fine. I've had no problems with the handlebar levers. Again, that ride-by-wire throttle is a marvellous thing. Another thing I've just thought of, on my bike I've got the low-rider seat. Now this has got the standard seat, heated seat anyway. It's on its lowest setting and I've managed pretty much okay. Say I'm only 5'8". I can get the balls in my feet on the floor, whereas with my lowrider I can more or less get my full foot on the floor, but it's not been a problem. So I think that's about it. Right time over. As I said earlier, I wouldn't rush to buy one of these. I like my old bike better. So, my opinion, but don't borrow one and make your own opinion. I'll see you.